Hello and welcome to Black and Sober, the podcast. The aim of our podcast is to connect with people from a drinking culture, especially those like us from the Black community who have chosen to go against the grain and enjoy life without alcohol.
We started this podcast because we struggled to find anyone from similar backgrounds willing to share their sober story. We encourage others to take the plunge as we have and share their experiences with us.
We would like to thank 12 Way Studios for allowing us to record our podcast here. They too believe in the cause and are willing to offer their support as we try to elevate our community and spread positivity. Hello and welcome to our 6th episode of Black and Sober, the podcast. Today we have Murad with us. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for coming. Murad, do you want to tell us a bit about yourself? Like, who are you, how old you are and what you do?
My name's Murad. My surname's also Murad. Fun fact. I'm 26. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a physiotherapist. And yeah, almost 6 months sober now.
Wicked.
Well done.
Yeah, so got to live the lifestyle as a PT. You're expecting not to drink. Finally doing it, I guess.
Yeah, good. This is a good one because it's January. Everyone's getting back in the gym. We need to get back in the gym. So good motivation.
Perfect.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us, because obviously we're here to discuss alcoholism and what comes with it. Do you want to tell us, like, growing up, what alcohol was to you? Like, was you around it as a child?
So I've not had like any alcohol abuse in the family, nothing like that has happened. Very normal consumption of alcohol used in celebrations and like around meals. So growing up, alcohol was like, a glass of wine for dinner with the family. I started working out at the age of 15, so I never really drank alcohol up until you'd have the champagne on your birthday and things like that. But I didn't start drinking it until like 22 years old. Some of my clients took me out and started making more social groups around the gym and things like that. And again, more drinking. So really, my drinking's been from the age of 22 to just recently 26. The majority of the time, didn't actually drink alcohol, just focusing more on the gym and my goals in the gym. And we're back on track with that as well. So it's just been a normal behavior of alcohol. Only in my early 20s, just that kind of party life, socializing and enjoying the thrill of meeting new people and dating and things like that, where alcohol is more prominent.
So would you drink alcohol, like if you was going on a date and stuff, you would drink it to give you a bit of courage?
Yeah, no, it's no, I wouldn't say it's courage. I think, to be honest, I got to a point where the easiest way to take her out on a date is to ask her out for a bottle of wine. And it was like every girl drinks wine. I don't really care if it's red, white, rosé. I'm just going to say yeah to any. And well, when it comes to paying the bill, it's not the biggest problem because a bottle of wine is 20, 30 quid, so I can stomach that. If we split it, it's cool. You could then gauge the whole dating vibe, who's going to pay. That's a different story. But yeah, it was just an easy way to get a date. And it's not really a courage thing. Although, looking back, definitely made a lot of other dates a lot more fun. Or it helps you open up. And you probably end up saying things that you don't want to say on a first date. Right. In retrospect. Yeah.
Yes.
You mentioned the party lifestyle. What was that like?
So basically it was a gradual, walking up a mountain or to the edge of a cliff. So again, social circles expanding and changing. And, I've got great friends till this day, and it's not bad about my friends group or anything, but it's just, as you get a multiplier effect, as you have just 2 people going out to the pub and 3, 4, 5, you get more people, it gets more energetic, and then the alcohol fuels more energy and just a massive blow. So yeah, we're talking about nights out till 4, 5, 6 a.m. And I'll just admit and say I've been out to 6 a.m. and been at work at 6 a.m. It's all-nighters kind of thing.
But what are your drinking patterns on these all-nighters? Are you just sort of drinking a drink here, drink there, or you getting smashed? And
I'm not the kind of guy to get drunk, throw up, rowdy. I'm not an erratic drunk. I'm just a fun person to hang around. So the drinking is just steady. You might throw in one of my friends who loves buying shots randomly for the table. Might throw in a shot or two, but when I was drinking, it was literally vodka, soda, lime all day long. 1 for the calories, 2 for the how good that alcohol actually processes and gets out of your system.
Yeah.
And 3, it doesn't smell, and it was just a good drink to have all around.
Right. Okay.
From a health point of view, but it ironically not healthy as well.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, because when I was drinking, and I was sort of on my fitness thing as well, like going to the gym, like I'd be in the gym thinking I want to have a drink today, but what drink would have the lowest calories? What should I drink? What sort of thing? Yeah, and I used to mix sort of a spirit with sparkling water.
Yeah,
because obviously that's got no calories. So yeah, I get what you're saying, coming from the calories point of view.
Oh yeah, and then from my point of view, I used to drink a gin and tonic because that was supposed to be that the drink that has the less calories in, and then I went on to Ray and Nephew and tonic because if I drank it with like Coke or something, it would be more calories.
Yeah, extra empty calories.
Yeah.
And I didn't really drink wine.
People don't realize, like, first of all, most shots of alcohol, like most liquors, are like about 50 calories per ounce, 50 to 70. So you're talking about, for a double, anyway, 100 to 140 calories. Cool. But then your mixer, anything diet, like Coke, diet, 7-Up, whatever it might be, soda is not going to have any calories in it. A lot of people, what they do is they'll order like a rum and Coke. So you talk about 60 to 70 calories per shot. It's 140. Add the Coke, you're way over 200. Add 10 of those drinks, and that's 2,000 calories.
Exactly.
Where I would do vodka, soda, lime, so 50 calories per shot, 2 shots in each one. 10 of those is 1,000. So
exactly.
it stacks up. That's just from the calories, and then
still a hell of a lot of an intake of calories on drink.
Yep.
But it's less fewer than your beer and that in it.
Definitely,
Yeah. And so when did you decide to like quit drinking?
20th of July last year, 2023. Yeah.
What made you?
Day before I got dumped coming back from holiday from my ex-girlfriend.
Did you?
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
That's all right. So I got dumped.
Well, her loss.
Yeah, definitely her loss.
Your loss.
Just so you know. I hope she don't watch this. So I basically got dumped coming back from holiday. And the next day I went straight to work. That was just my schedule for the day. End of the day, then that was a Thursday, went to work. Next day was Friday. My mates just shouted me out, say, hey, we haven't hang out with you. Come to the pub. Like, this is just what I need, like a night out to like forget about things. Had that night out, went on to like 4 a.m., came home to like literally like sleep for an hour or two before I go to work. I was just like, what on earth am I doing? I was literally in bed, couldn't sleep. And I was like, this is like the wrong way to handle this, because otherwise it's just going to keep going. Like we're just gonna do loads of nights out, get smashed, numb your emotions, and you're just gonna drag out the process of, like, the breakup.
Getting over,
right. So I was like, you know what, let's just stop drinking for like 30 like just stop drinking for now. None of these crazy nights out that we normally do love. Got to 30 days, and I was like, let's just push it a bit further.
But how did you feel after? Sorry to interrupt. How did you feel after those 30 days?
So after those days, I felt really good. And I just felt like, well, why are we breaking this? I was like, we got to 30 days. It was my mate's birthday, like 2 weeks later. I thought about breaking it then. I just didn't feel compelled to do so. So it was just like, I don't know actually why I'm drinking now. I don't feel like there's a need to. Just because, you've fallen out that habit of weekly nights out. And normally when I was drinking, there might be a Thursday, then there's a Friday and a Saturday. Or sometimes I'd go out on a Tuesday, get smashed, go to work Wednesday, and then we'll go out again Thursday, and then go out Saturday. So it's sporadic. We're talking about 2-3 times a week of sessions, like not 1-2 drinks at the pub.
Big sessions,
Yeah.
So so you got to 30 days, and you just thought, just carry it on.
Kept going on. I was going to break it Christmas, didn't need to. New Year's, I was playing around with it in my head. I was like, I didn't need to. And then when I went out New Year's, and I enjoyed the whole night, completely sober, didn't really spend much because soda, lime, cordial was pretty much free. You go to any bartender, no one's charging you. And I had a great time, and I didn't need anything to make me feel any better. Just got a bit tired around 1 o'clock, went home. But apart from that, I had a great time, my friends and everything. Can't complain.
I think, with a lot of people do dry January or Stoptober or whatever. And when I've had conversations or discussions with people, why didn't you carry on, or why did you stop stopping basically, and they've gone after 30 days. I didn't feel any different. I didn't really nothing really changed. I just done it just to prove to myself. But I think that in some cases 30 days isn't long enough. I think you got to see a real difference, to see a real positive change.
Yeah.
To see a difference. Sometimes you got to carry on longer than 30 days. That's why I asked you what made you carry on and if you felt any different.
I think that 30-day period is a nice way to get yourself out of that habit of going out to drinking.
Yes,
I think that 3-month mark is where it really hits, and it's just like, I like this.
Yeah.
It goes from I'm torturing myself in a way.
Yes.
But I like this. And it's no different to being in the gym. 30 days, you lose a couple of kilos. You try and lose some body fat. You build a bit of muscle.
Yeah.
Once you hit 3 months, then you can do like a before and after photo. You can really see like 10 kilos on the scale. So same with drinking. Only when I got to about 3 months, 4 months, it's like, I actually like this lifestyle more than my previous lifestyle.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
they do say it takes 90 days to change your habit. So, like
You
when
have to
we
reap the benefit of that
when
change.
I think it was when we was on holiday, that was sort of around our 90 days, and it felt a bit easier after that.
Yeah.
It was a lot easier.
I think one more point. Not only that is it, you kind of not just proving it to yourself, but you're proving it to other people once you get to 3 months, because people now see you as a different person.
Yeah.
30 days, like, oh, he's doing that little diet thing again. That sober thing, right?
See how long that lasts this time.
Yeah. Now my friends just know this guy doesn't drink, so we don't offer him a drink, or we order him that Heineken Zero, or we just get him whatever he wants, and accommodate.
So, on going just on your friends, are you still with the same friends now that you were with when you used to drink?
Apart from the ex-girlfriend, yeah.
Right, okay. and when you broke it to them, or when you told them sort of that you've made the decision to not drink 30 days or whatever, 30 days came and you told them you're carrying it on, what was their reaction to that?
It's supportive. The only disappointment is just like, it's like, we in their head they're like, we hope we don't lose this guy because we enjoy hanging out with you, so we want to. You get that, like, but it's not like look at you. It's I don't want our like nights out to not continue kind of thing. And apart from that, everyone's been very supportive. A lot of people have actually started to not drink as much or less, or tried stop drinking in total. Yeah. So everyone's been very encouraging,
supportive. That's good.
That's great. Well, definitely for us, we've noticed that we've changed as people. So people they're less likely to invite us out for like drinks, for example. But it's good because I don't know. You just find like when you're not drinking, you create other healthier habits. Like we were saying the other day, like you asked me, how come we haven't had a KFC in ages? And KFC was my hangover cure.
That was a hangover cure.
So I hadn't had that for months. Like since I stopped drinking, I hadn't had a KFC, and I love a KFC. Well, I used to. So just things like that, like saving like going back to talking about calories, we save it like in other ways as well.
Yeah, not just through the drink, but
through eating.
Yeah, the hangover.
Even though we might particularly not be on a diet, but you just don't feel the need for that kind of food.
When I stopped drinking, I also started training every day, and I got to like, it was again like an accident kind of thing. I got to like 7 days, I haven't had a rest day yet, and as a PT, like, take a rest day. I was like, how long can we keep this on for? And it's like, let's just do 365 days. The one thing with drinking is...
So you're going for 365 days of training non-stop?
No days off.
Oh my goodness, I was like, what that...
Today's 170, I'll get 365, I'll probably end up doing 500 and just...
Yeah. So you're on...
Oh my goodness.
So at the moment of the 365 days, you're on 170 where you've done a workout every day.
I've ran every day and I've done some sort of workout every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Well done.
As in, thank you. It's just ingrained. So the point of that I want to give to viewers, also like the point of myself for not drinking, is that then you don't have the excuse that, you know what, today I don't feel as tired. I've worked out 6 days a week or 5 days or whatever it is. I feel a bit tired and hungover. I'll take this day off. Yeah. So the whole point of also being sober, it backs up the no days off. Yeah. There is no excuse of tired. If you're tired, you just didn't sleep properly, you can sort that out. I can't really cure a hangover as quickly as I want to. If I'm just lack of sleep, have a coffee or take a nap, meditate, whatever it is. And so part of being sober was to make sure that every single day I wake up and I'm fully functional. I can do that workout as well.
I wanted to ask, from a personal trainer's point of view, how have you found your gains? Has it been differently? Have you found like you've progressed differently physically?
This is the point. I think when I train clients, I don't just focus on numbers and things like that. I like to get into people's minds, and sort of what I do with my Instagram. Yeah, you can throw any numbers and figures and workout plans and diets at everybody, but how do they react emotionally to those changes? And so for me, because I haven't drank, there has not been an occasion where I can call tired or hungover and not work out or feel too sick to work out. Therefore, I stay consistent. When I was drinking, it gives me more of an opportunity to do so, which is one thing for a lot of people. If you intend to go 5 days per week, but you're hungover on one of those days, you've now just dropped it down to 4. Keep repeating that, and gradually your frequency of working out goes down. That's probably one of the main things you have to understand that alcohol does without you realizing. Is subconsciously you lower your expectations of yourself. Secondly, recovery in terms of sleep quality, quantity, remarkably different. Energy throughout the day, completely leveled up, which makes training easier and also the recovery side easier. Because when you are drinking alcohol, first of all, you're not digesting food properly when the alcohol's in your stomach. Secondly, it disrupts your sleep cycles, your REM sleep, especially because people drink late at night, and late at night you're going to go sleep. So that has an impact, and every day that you're not sleeping well, you're making recovery harder. So my results-wise, a lot better as well. The leanest I've ever been, the fittest, strong, almost the strongest I've ever been as well. But from an overall point of view, my fitness goals now is just purely maximizing my energy, and that's at its top.
Can I just ask a question? Sorry to interrupt. In terms of the calorie side, when you're in the gym, I read somewhere that when you drink, your body burns the calories of alcohol first before it uses up your fat energy or your muscle energy. So if I went out last night, in the night, and went to the gym the next day, I had a whole load of beers the night before, and then I went to the gym to do a workout, my body is just burning off that alcohol and not doing anything physically to my muscle or fat.
Correct.
Right.
So if you have, let's just say you had a burger which has got carbs, fats, and protein, and whilst you're having that burger, you had 2 pints of it, your body is going to prioritize burning the alcohol, so it's going to shut down the digestion of the burger.
I did not know this.
Okay. So I've found this out long ago whilst I was drinking, and I made a routine out of how I do drink. So when that happens, you just prioritize burning off metabolizing the alcohol, which makes it the most efficient fuel source. It's actually better to drink alcohol for energy than carbohydrates. The problem with drinking alcohol, and which you should not do for gym workouts, any physical activity, is you get that hangover effect and the inhibitions, and it slows you down. As the alcohol gets broken down, you feel a bit more drowsy. And that's probably, I think, due to the enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase, which is breaking down the alcohol, making you drowsy. When I used to go out drinking, I don't eat before I drink. And the reason is because for digestive reasons. I used to have poor digestive issues back in the day, which I sorted out. But if I drank and I ate at the same time, the next day you go to the toilet, it's not the most pleasant experience. And that's because that food has not been digested as thoroughly as it would have without the alcohol. That's because the alcohol is getting a priority in your digestive system. So if you drink and then have that kebab the next in the same night, you're going to have an unpleasant experience on the toilet.
So when would you drink? So if you went out and drank, what would you do? Not eat?
I'd eat a little bit before. Let's just say I'm going to give you a scenario of how I'd drink. Okay, so I would eat a lot of protein because I'm not going to get my protein later on in the day. I'd get as much protein as I can up until like 5 o'clock, and then let's just say I'm out drinking from 8. I would knock out a Monster Ultra energy drink for energy.
So no carbs, just protein.
Just like protein, like skyr yogurt, protein bar, something light. I don't want my stomach completely like full of stuff. Don't want a bunch of rice and chicken and everything. Bunch of protein, minimize calories. So like 1,000 calories to get protein in. Like another 1,000 will go into the drinking.
Of course,
so the Monster Ultra, wake you up. That thing just charges you like nothing else. Then from like, let's just call it 8 o'clock to like 2, 3 3 a.m. I'll be drinking vodka soda lime all night long.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe like vaping as well on a night out. I vape actually on a daily basis, but just nicotine vape, that's fine for me. And then I very, very rarely go home and like eat like takeaway food. And throughout my whole life of drinking, if I was going to eat anything, like the classic date that ends up at McDonald's car park, the girl's ordering like a burger, I'm always ordering McFlurry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd only have something like a.
I thought you would have said maybe chicken nuggets or something for the protein.
Never.
So you go for the flurry.
I go for McFlurry all the time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the reason for that? That's what you fancy at that time, or is that?
It's just what I fancy. It's light and easy, and I can't have a bunch of. It doesn't sit well with me having a bunch of like greasy, oily food or like 1,000 calories of like kebab and things like that. Only once, I actually remember this night. Only one time, I left the venue, went across the road with my friend, and we had to get something like one of those like takeaway kind of foods.
Yeah.
Just the alcohol was just so like we just drank so quickly that I needed to do the opposite as quick as I can. But and then the next morning I'd wake up. I'd probably be at work. I'd go get coffee. I'd fast it out. Then I'd eat in the afternoon.
Okay.
What's the reason be for fast? What would the reason for fasting out be?
I normally just intermittent fast, but if I don't ingest anything and I just have coffee, then you just get that coffee metabolized more efficiently. And then I'm going to be a lot more awake and alert and less hungover by having that coffee.
Right, okay.
So water, coffee, that's it. So get as much water I can myself and get the coffee to feel energized. And eventually, like maybe that day I would have trained or not trained. In the afternoon, I'd come home and eat almost back to normal. Maybe like a little bit extra like carby stuff just to feel good about myself.
Yeah, I do find myself now drinking a lot less coffee. Now I'm not drinking alcohol, because like when I used to drink, as soon as I woke up in the morning, I'd be like, I need a coffee. But now I get to a couple of hours, I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't had a coffee, and
which is good. Like you go back to being less stimulant, like having less stimulants in your life. Like stimulants could be like your recreational drugs, your alcohol, nicotine from like vaping, cigarettes, coffee, and the less of those you have, the more responsive you will be to any stimulant that you are having. So like, if you drink less alcohol or you go sober, you go have a drink or two now, you're probably going to feel it much quicker. Same goes with coffee, that if you drink which causes you to be more sleepy and like have your inhibitions reduced and things like that, you want to use coffee to counter that feeling, but it's a downward spiral. As you start drinking, you end up drinking more and more and more. To counter that, you might use coffee or substances, whatever you might use, and then you end up needing more and more of that to get the same effect. So when you take one out, the other goes down as well.
Yeah, that's true. But for us, I would have to say our digestion is so much better. Like, without giving too much information, like we go to the toilet a lot less now. Like, you're not waking up I used to hate when I used to wake up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. It used to bloody wake me up. And so it's much more settled now. Let's just say.
Yeah, like it's just something that I've had dealt with in the past, and there's loads of things that can affect how your body digests things. Alcohol is one of them. Alcohol just shuts down digestion to all other enzymes.
If I can just take it back, Murad, to when you first decided to go sober for your 30 days, did you find it difficult to stop? I know you obviously had your reasons, had to break up or whatever, but did you find it difficult? Did you need anything to sort of spur you on, or did you use any tools or any help at all? Or was it just easy for you?
I'm one of these people where if I am going to do something that's not good for you, like, for example, I vape, right? I know that one point in time I will stop it. I won't make it a lifetime thing. Right. So like my dad smokes. He smoked his entire lifetime. I don't want to vape or drink recklessly my entire lifetime. Anything like that. So I always got the intention of stopping. So that's one thing in my mind. But in terms of actually using a tool, not really, apart from a habit tracker. So I used to use a habit tracker years ago when I first got into fitness to like track different habits in my day-to-day, and I re-downloaded it. It's called Habitica. It's a really, really good habit tracker that you can get on the App Store. And it's just simple things. You just tick off the habit every day. So I start with like small wins, and sobriety till this day is on my habit tracker. So I wake up in the morning, I can tick that off as like a well done, because I obviously haven't drank the night before. So
that's good.
I think that was a thing for me that makes it easier. And I was looking at all these habits of like no days off from the gym and running every day and whatever else I got on there. And till this day, I can keep ticking off sobriety. And that
I like that you can tick it. Just like sort of,
you see the pattern there, because when you see a visual progression as well, rather than in your mind, because I haven't got anything like that. I sort of, you got the habit tracker. Some people mark a cross on the calendar. I haven't got anything like that. But it is good, I guess, to see visually. This is how long I've been going for. This is what I've been doing. So
my one just tallies the days. So I put the day that I've first stopped drinking alcohol, and then it just.
Maybe every day when I wake up, I'll just look at yours.
Yeah, you can.
And like I just got like a Google page on Safari that's like days since 20th of July, and that just tracks my no days off or my sobriety. Like if I just don't know what that day is, but the habit tracker said it as well. That's the thing. Other tools would be just alcohol-free drinks, like discovered along the way.
So you're into you like the alcohol-free drinks? Or
they've
come a long way. They're really good now. I'm enjoying them.
They're really good. I literally, before I came here, I went and bought a 0% Prosecco, which I got introduced on by a friend of mine on New Year's Eve. It was really nice of them, because basically, like, I was going to their house, and I think I was speaking about this earlier, and they were like, we've only got one alcohol-free beer, like, we can get you something. I was like, no, it's fine, like, I'll just get anything that's diet or whatnot. But so I had the alcohol-free beer, and then they were like, oh, we got this Prosecco. I was like, go on, let's try it. Because you just feel like you're fitting in, and like I think with me and alcohol, the taste is enough to make me feel like I'm drinking. I don't actually need to feel the.
You don't need the buzz.
No, it's just the taste itself makes you fit in, because soda lime cordial, like Diet Coke all night long, it gets a little bit
you can't. There's only so much of that you can drink, isn't there?
And to be honest, it makes you go to the toilet like non-stop. Like I was out clubbing, I was like, need to use the toilet, and I was like, I'm just gonna stop drinking the Diet Cokes and all that, because like I'm gonna keep going to the toilet. Whereas like, you don't get that with the alcohol, because you still got like the bubbles or that hard taste from the beer, which makes you like drink slower.
Exactly.
Otherwise, everything is just like juice. You just neck it down.
It just goes to show how addictive alcohol is. Like, because you could have like 10 of them in a night, and you just keep drinking. But with us, we have we can have one alcohol-free beer in a night, and that satisfies us. That's fine. I find myself like doing that just like to relax always. We do as well.
As in like a glass of like alcohol-free red wine, or that's why I bought the Prosecco. I was like, I've got a book that I want to read. I'm gonna pour a glass or two of this and just feel pampered.
It's a good way of putting it.
So was there any books or anything that you like listen to, any podcasts that you can like maybe help people who want to give up? And
no, but like it's accountability, and I think I use my social media to force myself to do things. So like, one is the habit tracker, but two is like, hey, day 50 sober, hey, day 60. Because someone will ask me, are you still drinking? It's like, I want to be able to say yes. No, I'm not drinking. I'm not a guy who like uses tools and things like that. What I do is I try to control my mind and first of all know why you're doing something. So if you want to go sober, there's going to be a reason. Maybe you're an alcoholic. Maybe your partner's not happy with you, or anything like that. Or maybe it's for your health because the doctor's told you. So that's your reason. But also there has to be like a fundamental drive within you. And it's the same with the gym. Like, people need to actually assess how they think, because otherwise you end up like, reaching for snacks that you don't want to reach, or reaching for that drink that you don't want to reach. You need to sometimes stop yourself in the moment. And the only tool that I had was, I've done that in the past. I've always been able to stop myself in the moment and recognize, like, question myself rather than someone else question me. Because if I went and ordered a drink when I was out with my mates at the pub, it's unlikely that they're gonna say what you're doing, or if
Yeah.
they do, I'm like, yeah, I'm ordering a drink, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
They're not gonna question you as much as you'll question yourself,
Self,
or
yeah.
your spouse or your partner will question you. So I think the one thing people want to do is stop sometimes in life, just question their own decisions. And that, you know, when you get to day 30, stop yourself and like, have you enjoyed this, or do you really miss it?
Have a little recap sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But I think for some people that's like yourself, that's easier said than done, because like other people, there's like so much else going on with like certain addictions and how your mind thinks for you and wants to, like, you know, pick up that drink. It's like they couldn't just say to themselves, well, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to, because it's a bit harder. So like, I mean, for us, Ricky went to AA classes that helped him, and then I listened to podcasts and read books on it. So that's what helped.
I did watch some like YouTube videos, and I don't watch Netflix or TV. I watch like a lot of YouTube videos, and I was like listening to another podcast, the Human Lab, which is all about like mastering your brain in terms of like mastering your actions, like neuroscience and things like that. So I got into a little bit of a rabbit hole of YouTube videos. Actually, it reminded me now. It's been like quite a while since I remember that. And then it just makes you also realize the negative consequences of alcohol, and you kind of find out, like I said, like digestive issues, how it affects your sleep. So just knowing, like researching what is bad about alcohol rather than just what am I missing out on?
Yeah, exactly.
Flip it around. That's like mindset. Don't just look at what you're missing out. Look at what you're gaining. Do your research on that. And once you get scared enough by alcohol, it's like drugs, right? Like it's the same topic, but your parents always tell you, don't do drugs, don't do drugs. This happens with drugs. Look at this person, he ended up in jail from selling drugs, and you see it on the news, and you just know, don't do drugs, right? No one's going to be shouting out the benefits of it. When you go out drinking, everyone's telling you, oh, drink, loosen up, have a drink, drink. It's the narrative's opposite, but actually alcohol and drugs are practically the same thing. One's just liquid.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day.
That's a good way to put it, actually, rather than thinking about or focusing on what you're missing out on. Focus on what you're gaining. And
And now, if I am gonna drink, which I haven't, I look at what I'm gonna miss out on the next day. The next, not what I'm gonna miss out on the current night. The next day, if I wake up tired, it's gonna make my workout terrible. I'm not gonna be able to function at work. I'm not gonna be able to do the other things I'm trying to do to progress my life. So I'm gonna miss out on tomorrow.
That's one of the quotes that I've read. I definitely think about it when I want to drink or when I'm craving it. I think how it would make me feel the next day. I would feel shit. I'll be throwing up. I wouldn't be as good with the kids. I just want to be in bed for that next day. So I do definitely. That does help me think about the consequences of drinking.
Also the guilt. I think that if I was to drink now, I'll just feel guilty. And
it would be totally different
I've come
now.
all this way, just like one moment of madness. I mean, how long would you drink for in an evening? Maybe 4 or 5 hours to spend drinking, and then you've messed up your streak. I would feel like I've let people down, myself down, most importantly, and obviously, how would our viewers see that as well? You know, so
there's we've got a lot
this
going
podcast
for us
as
now,
well.
so.
Doing this podcast as well is really keeping you from helped, should I say, rather, from drinking. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to mention, Murad?
I think like with alcohol, the best tool like you can use is to just speak to someone, whether it's Alcoholics Anonymous, a friend, whoever it might be. And like sometimes if you don't have someone you can feel like you can confide in about this or to discuss your problems, like go on your phone or go on your laptop and open a notes tab and write a dialogue to yourself. And just have a chat with yourself, because this is what I do in my head when I want to change something. I'm having an internal dialogue, and everyone's having internal conflict in their heads. Just write it out. Well, whether it's pen and paper, on your phone, on your laptop. And I've got notes that I've written down years ago about different topics, and I save them and I don't delete them. And when you scroll through your notes and you clear out your old notes, you come across that one note, you've either progressed forward and sorted out your problem, or you've regressed backwards. And I think a lot of time, once you've written that down, get your thoughts on a piece of paper, it actually goes into your subconscious, and you can think about ways you can push yourself forward.
Yeah.
So be with a friend or write down a note. That will really help you out if you are wanting to go sober or even staying sober.
Yeah.
And our last question, I think, what does sobriety mean to you? And do you think, that's kind of two questions, do you think that you'll be doing this for forever?
For long term.
Just like gym, it's lifestyle. Yeah. I'm still navigating how alcohol is going to play into my life, because I intend to be indefinitely sober with the occasions where alcohol might be there. But the only way I will let alcohol be a part of my life is if I genuinely have nothing to do the next day apart from just work out, which basically means if I'm on holiday and I can kick back and have a drink or two. Apart from that, it's...
But you wouldn't go mad with it, would you?
Again, like, if I'm going mad, like, it might be my stag, right, with all my friends and everything. But like, that's the whole intention of it, of a stag, anyways. But it's like, this is a one-off thing. It's not like I'm celebrating this person's birthday and then my birthday and this. You know, it's just.
Well,
like,
I've done a sober hen do and it was fabulous.
Oh,
yeah,
you can plan my stag.
Yeah, I'll plan your sober stag. It will still be fun.
But for now, not drinking. Focusing on accomplishing just life goals in general. Staying focused.
Yeah. Well, keep up your 365 days. You know, I follow you on Instagram, and every morning, well, not every morning, but whenever I go on Instagram and you pop up on my stories, like, I'm looking forward to see like that you've done
What
another day.
Like, he knows your day.
Like, I'll even say to Alicia, Murad's on day 150. Yeah, he's on 160, whatever. So but that's good. So yeah, if I ever look on the Instagram story and it comes that you haven't reached the 365 days, I'm gonna be upset, bruv. I'm rooting for you.
This is what does my head in, right? It's just like, people tell me this, and it's just like on New Year's, like, I want to drink.
Yeah.
But someone's going to call me out.
I will call you out.
I posted me on like my personal Instagram, like clubbing, and my cousin goes, can't be asked, you broke your sobriety. I was like, you can be at a club but not drink? All right, okay.
If you break that, I'm going to come into the gym with a big poster of you saying failure underneath it. No, but seriously though, keep it up, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
No, I'm gonna definitely smash it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, and thank you for coming on, because it's been really good to discuss like it from a personal trainer's point of view.
Yeah, from a health point of view.
Yeah. I used to say to clients that you can balance out lifestyle, and actually, to be honest with you, judging by my personal experience and what I used to do when I was going out, and I think a lot of people might relate, maybe not as bingy as I was, but I would say to any client that I train, don't drink. Forget, not even just for weight loss, just don't drink for your own benefit. Because when you go to the gym, you're not just like progressing yourself in your body, your mind changes and you tackle life better. Alcohol is the same thing. Take that out of your life, put something positive in, and you'll have an exponential benefit and increase in your lifestyle.
Great.
Okay.
But thank you for having me on.
No worries.
Thanks, Murad.
Thanks for coming on, Murad.
And thank you everyone for listening to this episode.
Until the next time.
Take care. Bye.
If you would like to share your sober journey with us, please send us a DM via our Instagram page
At Black Sober Pod.
We would really love to hear from you.
Take care and stay tuned.